Hello everyone, it's me, and while I was recording my last video, that is why I'm still wearing this very cool looking top. While I was filming that last video, someone knocked at the door. This guy and this woman, they're standing there, they don't really introduce themselves or tell me anything. They just hand me this periodical. It is called Awake. And I have no idea what this could be about at all. They could have said, hey, we're from this organization. This is what we're giving you. I thought I would review this issue of Awake magazine. It is issue number 1, 2018. It is called The Way of Happiness. And in all honesty, I really enjoyed this illustration. It is quite mid-century modern to me in a way, like some sort of illustration that you would have seen in an industrial space such as a bank or an office building. So I really do enjoy that. I know it's strange, but I do. I think this is actually a religious thing because it has a Bible quote. It says, "Happy are those who are blameless in their way." Psalms chapter 119 verse 1. And I guess that I would actually agree with that, because if you are stopping to put blame onto everyone all the time, then you're never really going to enjoy your life, because you're simply walking through life pointing out blame, saying, you left your kids in a hot car and they almost had heat stroke. I blame you. See, that really doesn't allow me the opportunity to say, oh, glad your kids are okay. I'm off to the beach where I can be happy. Chapter 1, Finding the Way. Do you consider yourself to be a happy person? Yes, I do, even though sometimes I do have a lot of depression. If so, what makes you happy? What makes me happy is just really random things in life, such as someone at the store making a funny face, but they're not meaning it to be funny. Someone, walking very, very slowly in front of me, and then I will come up with something like, this person is walking slower than my grandmother, and my grandma is partially paralyzed from a stroke, so move it, lady. Oh, it actually gives me possibilities. I should have read further. Your family? Yeah, I would say my family, although most of my family's dead, and the other ones, they don't really make that much of an effort to contact me, so I have to create a family of friends and things like that. If there's a vacancy in your family, I would totally join it, but if you agree to that, then you have to send me like a Christmas card and candies and stuff like that. So I'm really high maintenance. Your work? I guess I don't really work nowadays except for making videos, and it's very hard, but I don't consider that work either, because it's a hobby. It's not going to change the world. Maybe it will. Maybe someone will watch it and say, not today. Not today. Or they'll say that and then turn it off because not today, they're not having it today. Your religious faith? No, I'm actually not religious because I have a lot of strong feelings when it comes to religion. However, I am spiritual and I do believe in God, but I don't believe that God is human, like a human figure. I don't believe that God's a man either, so I'm gonna say no. Perhaps you are looking forward to something that may make you happy, such as finishing your schooling, getting a job, or buying a new car. That kind of plays into what I already said, so they're telling us nothing new. But how long does that surge of happiness last? A lot, if I'm constantly, happy about possibilities and finding happiness in little random things and little thoughts in my mind that are going boom, boom, bing, 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 then I'm all the time happy. This thing goes on to state often it's only temporary, which can be disappointing. And thank you a lot, Awake Magazine, because now I'm getting very and I think that I'm going to go to bed for a few days and I'm not going to be making dinner tonight. Oh. Happiness has been described as a state of well-being that is characterized by relative permanence, by emotions ranging from more contentment to deep and intense joy in living, and by a natural desire for it to continue. I would say okay, but I oftentimes feel that when you are happy, you're not really saying, I'm happy. You're just living your life unaware that you are happy until you're not happy. And the same thing can be said for other emotions such as anger and sadness. This says something really cool that I've actually never heard before. Love is patient and kind. It bears all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Melania Trump. Um, yeah, love is great, and Melania Trump plagiarizes stuff, and we all know it, and people don't care. Humans crave love. I will say one thing, and this is very interesting to me, that love is, of course, you love a person, but love, the feelings that you feel are love, are neurons firing in your brain and chemicals, and I think that's totally awesome, but not to be a damper on love. Forgiveness. During my childhood, I heard a lot of insults and screaming. Yeah, that can be tough. And if you have a child or children and you are a parent and you are constantly arguing in front of your child, I think that's just not good. Like, if you really need to have a disagreement with your spouse, go into the garage or go into the car because your kids don't need to hear that. They will carry that with them throughout the rest of their lives. Are just up. Continue putting up with one another and forgiving one another freely. I've never heard of this book of the Bible in my life. Is that in the Bible? Because I grew up in the church and I have never in my life heard of that, although if I'm being honest here, I don't know like a lot of the Bible because I just am not the type of person to sit around and read religious texts, not now or not then. This is a really cute picture. It's like a businessman and he's taking the time to enjoy that little bird that's flying in the sky, and I love that, and I'm totally gonna rip that out and put it in a frame. Do you think I could find a frame like that at the dollar store? Maybe you should do a haul and totally show me what frames you can get there. This is a cool quote. It is from Isaiah chapter 45 verse 18. God did not create the earth simply for nothing, but formed it to be inhabited. And to that, I would really like to say, why? Why would God want to put life on this place? Was it for a game or something like that? Like, what were God's reasonings? If God were a human being and God was physically here right now, not just energy or neurons and chemicals firing in my brain like ping, ping, ping. I would say, God, why did you create the human being? I know that's in Genesis. I know it's the first chapter, but I would say, why did you do that, God? Was it some sick joke that you made humans or something? Because I don't get that, you know. I would also like to say to God that I believe in you, God, but at the same time, I have a lot of trouble believing a lot of things that are in the Bible because I've grown up and I've discovered science and I know that some things are not possible, but I don't want to be down on religion. I do believe in God, but I can't believe in other things because I can't suspend my belief system just to accept that. And I know people say, well, that's what religion is. Well, you know what? I need a little bit more proof than that, than just saying, shut up and raise your hand and go, amen. And this video is probably going to be very, very offensive, and if it is, I'm sorry, but you know what? This is my video, and you should learn something from Patricia, because not forgiving people can lead to feel sick and then get a headache and have so many health issues. So forgive me my trespasses and my sins. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been never since my last confession because I'm not Catholic. Hope is, and they've done an ellipses, so this whole talking is the ellipses, an essential element of our spiritual lifeblood. You don't know that God exists. Like, even the most religious person does not know for a fact that God exists because we can't touch it. I know God is here right now, but I can't see God's hot ass face because he's my image. He's my image, so I know God would be hot if he was a human. And that's sacrilegious. I can't see God right now, and I can't see a lot of things, but you hope it's real, even though you don't know. You're gonna die one day, and then you'll find out if you were right. And I think I would rather live my life believing that there is an afterlife and then dying, you know, in my sleep to find out that no, there's not. Oh my god. Then living my life saying there's nothing. There's nothing beyond anything, and then dying and going, oh my god, look at that 22 karat gold highway. Give me a chisel because I'm gonna go down to the heaven super pawn and totally get me some money so I can get beer. I don't know what I'm just saying. So, you know, blah blah blah. There's like storms within people. Jesus, something like this, and those storm-like conditions confirm that this world is in its last days. Oh my god, I have heard that the world is ending from religious people since I was a child, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it. This world is not going to end for quite a long time, even if, you know, everything becomes depleted. This world is going to go on and on for, you know, quite a long time. Do you know how long it would take for this world to just completely die off? That's dumb, and I'm done reading this piece of propaganda. So I hope you learned just a little bit about forgiveness and the way of happiness. It's not at the bottom of a bottle or anything like that. It's from church and from Jesus, because Jesus wept. He did. And I wasn't there, but I remember it because in my past life, I was a Puffs Plus. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm sorry that I was very sacrilegious in this video, but learn from Patricia. Forgive me, love me, go with peace, find your own happiness, and thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again soon when I interview the man that dropped this off, because he's coming back in a few days, so stay tuned.